You guys can't see me. So I do apologize for that, guys. I really do. But the reverence that's felt from everybody it's just beautiful and so special, and how highly everyone regards everybody else in these groups. And it's just so special because you honestly and truly feel that love and that affection and that adoration for everybody else. It's so profound. All right, guys. I think we got it back. This camera is horrible on this phone. But I'm glad I got the other two phones. Anyways, just be very aware, be very mindful of and how other people look at you, how they're going to respond to different things that you say, but even your actions. And this group is elevating everybody. People are doing things that we never thought possible. And we're doing it not only for ourselves, but we're doing it because we're doing it for one another. And that is the greatest thing. And we're doing it selflessly. We're doing it because we know how it's going to make somebody else feel. We know the impact that it's had on us because somebody else has done it for us. And we know how that's going to feel to somebody else. So it's just an amazing, amazing and beautiful thing. A couple of things I wanted to talk about locally here. Guys, it's very, 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 very important. And thank you for allowing me to share all that, guys, earlier. Thank you with everything. It is extremely important that you recognize what is going on with the schools and with the students and parents. It is debilitating at this point, and schools aren't giving parents any direction on how to handle it. These schools, because they're teachers and administrators, and they're going to get paid no matter what. They can have somebody at their home watching their kids, and as they're supposed to be teaching their kids, they're actually, as they're supposed to be teaching their students, they're actually teaching their kids. And I know a lot of teachers that are like this. And this is the climate in which we reside in right now. But what's going on right now is it's so destructive to what is happening in families because mothers and fathers don't know how to educate their kids. If you are poor and you got to work and you're just making ends meet, all of a sudden you're going to have to come off. And this is a part of the design, guys. Like, make no mistake, this is absolutely, good morning, Mark. Good morning, Daniel. This is part of the design. They want people to have to leave their jobs and get onto government assistance because that makes them bigger and stronger. Make no mistake about it. If your child is at home and you don't know what to do and how to educate them or how to watch them or how to take care of them, by the thousands, tens of thousands across this state and across this country, people who were gainfully employed are like, what am I going to do? I got to stay home with my child now. And now I'm not making money. Now I got to get on public assistance. That is a real problem for so many people, guys. It really is. And it's a terrible thing. And it's something that if you are a teacher, if you're a parent and you're strong and you have a voice and you know that people listen to you and they will respect what you've got to say, use that voice. Please, please, please use that voice, guys. We need you guys to use those voices. Bring people together. Bring those like-minded teachers and parents and even the students together. Good morning, John. And it affects so many parents in such a negative way, guys. Yeah, guys, you see what I'm saying? No answers. No solutions. Just leave your job. These teachers and these administrators, they don't care. The unions, they don't care. And what can you do as a parent? Write those letters. Ask the school what it is. Good morning, Rakeem. Ask that school. And this is one of the people, the lower income people are the ones that are being hit hardest. Because do you think that there's an environment in which those kids can learn? Sometimes it's the fact that they get to go to school. That is their one escape. And you think parents that are poor, that they're going to a job, that they have that luxury to educate their child or make sure that they're remote learning, distance learning? They don't. So what is that doing? That is creating an entire generation of kids that were already victimized by a horrible educational system, and now they have nothing, no accountability. So what can we do, Pete? You make sure you demand to meet with principals and superintendents. You make sure you write letters. And in those meetings, you ask them, what is your plan? Why don't you have a plan? Did taxes go down? Why didn't they go down? Why do you have all of this personnel and they're not teaching and training our kids and educating our kids? Why? Ask them to prove why the schools are shut down. Where are the figures on the percentages of people? Force them to tell you about the tests. Where did the tests come from? Did they run a sample test with the test kits that they're using to prove what the false negative percentages are? Ask them those questions. Ask them if they know what a pandemic is and why, if the only reason schools should be shut down. Ask them that. Exactly, Linda. A lot of these kids, that was it, going to school. That was their meals, right? But the schools, they were like, hey, we're gonna charge you more in taxes because we're coming out to the kids with the buses to bring the meals out, because that's the same thing, right? Hey, we're doing good things. We're going to charge you the same amount. Don't look at us over here and on the mountains of money that we're charging you and the increases. Look at, we're bringing your child food. Okay, that's great. I love that plan. But how much does that cost compared to that? These questions have to be asked, guys. Start these parent groups. Demand, write these letters, demand that these people have meetings, demand that they answer questions, demand that they provide evidence and proof on everything from testing to shutdowns and everything in between. What is the plan? Force them to do that. And just like Sybil is a single mom. She has 2 kids. She runs 2 businesses or 3. She has multiple properties. She's doing that. And she is running for school board. Run for school board. And when you do, let me know, because we'll get you all the support and inform you of everything that you need to do. And we'll try to do everything that we can for you guys. Everything that we can for you guys to make sure you reach that position, but are also prepared for what it is that you're going to be attacked with. Because I almost went for the ear. I stopped. I stopped. But they're going to attack you. The teachers' unions are going to attack you. That is what they do. I know it. And guys, I implore you, please, 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 for your child's sake, and tell everybody else, homeschool your child. Don't do distance learning. Stop that. 2 to 3 hours of education engaged with your child every day. That's all you need. You don't need 6 or 7 hours of that. They're doing it in 3 hours, remote and distance learning, and then put a plan together for your child. Like there are homeschooling support groups. They're all out there, guys. There are parent supports groups that are homeschooling themselves, and there are different huge groups out there that'll tell you how you can educate, how you can educate your child and what you can educate them with. And then outside of those 2 or 3 hours, you make sure your child has a plan that they stick to. Let's use this opportunity to make our educational system into something it has never been in history by giving our kids all the power in education. Guys, the resources are there. We have all the resources in the world right at our hands, right at our fingertips. We never had that as kids. Like homeschooling wasn't a possibility, unless you were a brilliant mind, and a very dedicated and focused mother or father. The resources and the tools were out there to be able to do that. And I'm not going to say it wasn't possible for everyone. or a larger number of people than were acting on it, but then they also vilified it, right? There was a whole campaign against homeschoolers and, how they're backwards and Amish, and it was insane. Even up until before the lockdown and the schools closed, they were coming after homeschoolers. Now all of a sudden that's a whole different thing. But this is an opportunity for everybody to take advantage. Good morning, Jay. This is an opportunity for everybody to take advantage of it and educate your grandkids, your nephews, your nieces, your sons, your sons, your daughters, in a way that is going to really be impactful and powerful in their lives and transcendent, because they're going to rise above. The schools are all watered down, guys. They're filled with teachers that care, a lot of teachers that care, but they can't do anything because it's dumbed down and watered down. And so much of it, as we know, is just propaganda and indoctrination tools. That's what it is. You are going to see your child blossom like you would not believe with homeschooling. Number one, why are we shipping our kids off to schools to begin with? Same reasons we ship our elderly off to elderly care facilities, right? Same reason we ship our kids off to, daycare facilities. Yeah, we need to earn a living, but do we have to do that, or could we come up with a different way to do it? And a lot of people, there aren't options, and I get that. Just like with homeschooling, it's not an option for everybody. But for so many of us, if you just take a look, and dissect your time and what you have going on and evaluate it, you will be able to do it and you'll be able to accomplish it. There's not a doubt in my mind, because so many other people have done it successfully. And the difference you are going to see in your child is it's going to be huge, because you're going to see your child connect with you in ways that you never thought possible. You're going to see how much you're engaged. And you know what? My child's a terror and a nightmare. Well, they're a terror and a nightmare because you. Like, that's it. Like, you take a look at all the other parents that, they have kids that are terrors. It's because of them. My daughter turned out the way that she did as a direct result of my actions. I could have done things better. I could have improved. But we were like, oh, well, it's this way. It's always going to be this way. And just like I said earlier, parenting is just like us. You can change anything at any given time, and your kids will respect you infinitely. I work with people that do this all the time, where they struggle with relationships with their kids. And in almost an instant, once they start applying the tools that I tell them to, they're like, you wouldn't believe the difference. I go, I know. It's not rocket science. You just have to be there for your kids. You have to be, constructive with them. You have to pay attention and mindful and be aware. But you have to be consistent and a disciplinarian. Like, there has to be expectations on them. There has to be consequences for their actions. But homeschooling your kids is going to be a beautiful way to go. If you have to leave your kids in the educational system, make sure you're putting parents, like I said, all the things I said earlier, and go out and act on that. And don't say you can't do it, because you can. Even if you don't get anybody else, be that one voice for everybody. Because people are going to hide, right? They're going to, she's got it. I don't want to do it. But who cares? Be that voice for all the kids in that school. Be the difference maker. Even though people don't understand the difference that's being made, be that person. Don't look for acknowledgement or recognition. Something, and I want to move on here to what's going on with medicine locally here. I know that there's this big fear and this big push going on by even people that are typically not believers in what's happening. There's a big push. And, we lost one of our own. His name was Mike Burns. His name's Mike Burns. And I didn't even realize that we lost him. He's in the Watchmen. And he owned Adolph's. And he had some heart issues. But he contracted COVID. And then he died. And he died, I think it was a week ago or so. And if you don't know Mike Burns, I was honored and blessed enough to have met him and to have a conversation with him a couple of times. And, I could see what kind of person he is. And that is what everybody says about Mike. Just from the day they met him, just so giving, so accommodating, so benevolent with everything that he did in life, and how he so altruistic with what he gave to people. And it impacted it impacted a lot of people across Western New York here. So many people knew Mike Burns. And I believe he was a firefighter and just a good guy, overall patriot and warrior. And I thank him for, having had the one or two conversations that I was blessed to have with him and to met him before he left this world. But that is somebody that we all need to emulate. We really need to do that. If you don't believe you can be that person based on what Mike did and how Mike lived his life. Mike, and that's the way it is, guys. It's not like you have to be this big, exceptional, extraordinary person. You don't have to be. Mike was a big personality in a subtle way, right? He was powerfully eloquent. And the way he lived his life and the things that he did were so simple. He didn't look for acknowledgement. He didn't look for recognition. But people looked to him in the way that they did, they were like, this person is amazing. And all he did was, he was a human being. He cared enough to pay attention to different things that need to be done. And anybody that came up to him, he was, here you go, here you go, here you go. And this is, so many people that I just found out. Andrea, hi Andrea, she let me know what happened, and I had heard Mike Burns had died from a friend, and the way that it impacted them was like you would have thought, you're not the Pope. I wasn't going to say the Pope. That used to be the case years ago, but not now. But somebody huge died, and he was somebody that huge personality. And not boisterous or anything like that, but just the way he lived his life. And it's still affecting this person a week later, and so many others. It's just like when you lose that personality, that, grandfather, that uncle that you lose. Now, I know the first thing that everybody said was that he died from COVID. And then the second thing that they said was, but he had a heart condition. So I don't know, I can't sit here and say definitively if he died from COVID or if he died from a heart condition. But what media is trying to get onto us right now is that there's a second spike, there's all these tests going up, and all these people are dying from it again. They're making these connections that, COVID is out there. And look, COVID is out there. We're not disputing that. Nobody is disputing that. Nobody is disputing the effects of it at all. What we are saying is that it is a virus just like every other virus. It has, the numbers are known. 53 million people, guys. You can research this. 53 million people allegedly have had COVID from the very beginning. I don't know what the overall death rate is. I should know that. I know here in the States it's about 227,000 people. And that number has been stagnant for a long, long time. 53 million people on the planet have had it. And what are you hearing now? You're hearing that, you're seeing all these talking heads and so-called experts on all the mainstream media outlets saying that if you got it once, that doesn't mean you're not going to get it again. Every other virus, every other flu virus and strain of virus, including COVID, for decades and decades and decades, the science is in, epidemiology, there's no disputing it at all. It is completely factual. It is like a law that if you get it, you're built up your immunity to it. And that's even why the vaccinations are the way they are. And that you're not going to get it again. Documented, chronicled, 53 million people have it. 4 people have gotten it twice. 4 people out of 53 million people have gotten it twice. And of those 4 people that got it twice, nobody died. Of those 4 people, the 4 people that got it twice, the first time they didn't know about it, the second time they didn't know about it. 53 million people got it twice. But the media's out there, yeah, it's irresponsible to say that, this person said this and this person, you can get it twice. You can. The sign, well, explain to me how, show me the numbers. Because here are the numbers that are saying 53 million and 4 people that got it a second time. It's insane what the media does and the effect and the impact is going to have on it. Is it tragic? Hey, good morning, Tim. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Jeff. Is it tragic that people have died from COVID? Yes. Has COVID impacted people in a very serious and negative way? Yes. It has. There is a certain percentage of the population, a very small percentage of the population from the very beginning that this started back in as early as August last year that's documented, but at the very latest October is documented by Section 8 Housing all across the country putting out COVID-19 flyers on every single door that people aren't dying from it. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact at this point. The death rate is 0.05 for people aged 0 to 70. And that's all people. At risk, comorbidity, all of it. 0.05. That's 50% less than the flu and pneumonia. If you are age 0 to 40, the death rate is, good morning, Beth, the death rate is 0.01. 10%, and that's all people. Comorbidity, at-risk people, everybody is grouped into one thing. You have a 0.0000007% chance of catching it twice. And even that's not factual or determined. There's been no case study in those 4 people. It's just alleged that they caught it a second time. If you get this, if preventative, just like anything else. Take your zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, quinine, anything else that you've got, echinacea, elderberry, all that stuff. It's a preventative. Viruses aren't automatic that you're going to, get it. I'm going to lick the bus window. You know what I mean? That's not a guarantee you're even going to get the virus or it's going to affect you, right? You stick your face in a pillowcase full of black mold, something negative is probably going to happen to you, but it's not a guarantee either, right? Living afraid of the virus is just insane. And I have these conversations with people that say, well, you got to be a good person for the people that are at risk. That is insane. That is an insane argument. That you have to protect the at-risk people by being a so-called good citizen, which isn't even being a good citizen because it doesn't positively affect if that person is going to get it or not. It just doesn't. Some people are going to get it. That's the way it is. And some people are going to die from it. But most people are not. The overwhelming majority, 99.99% of the people are not going to die from it. And it's either 99.999999 because in that 0.05 and that 0.01 stat that I said, remember, people that have comorbidity, that should be protecting themselves to begin with and doing everything that they can. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, hon. That's awesome. So, thank you. See? Read what Melissa has to say. And all of this is based in fear. Just fear, 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 fear. Fear to obtain the ends that they knew and stated that they wanted to obtain way at the very beginning of this. See? So if you're around it, it doesn't mean you're going to get it. It's just like if you eat, you're not going to starve. You know what I mean? If you don't punch yourself or hit yourself in the face with a hammer, you're not going to have a big welt in the center of your head. It's just, there's no guarantee that you're going to get it even if you are around it. And they have stated that time and time and time again. You look at, through everybody's lives, some people go, I just don't get the flu. I've been around people with the flu, but I don't get the flu. Why is that? Oh, they're healthy. They eat right. They exercise. But even people who do eat right, yeah, they're going to get the flu and their pneumonia sometimes. But what's happening now, doctors, they have treatments. And this is why I got into this. They have treatments. They know those treatments exist. We talked about the preventatives. They know the cures and the remedies exist. They're out there. We know the names of them. We know what the vaporizers are. We know the names of all the drugs that are helping and eliminating it in a day or two. We know where they are in the hospitals. But this is what's happening. Your private physician, now I don't know if this is true or not, but guys, check into it yourself. Sybil was telling me about this last night, that if you go to your private doctor and you say, I've got this or whatever, that they're going to test you. Maybe they're going to test you. They might not. They might not test you at all. And what Sybil was saying is that she said, what if her kid gets it? And they said, we're going to send you home with some ibuprofen and that's about it. We'll see and evaluate it. So obviously it's not a big deal to the doctor's offices. So where's the question there? Where are people like, if they're treating it like this and sending me home and acting like it's not a big deal, clearly they don't think it's a big deal. But then on the other hand, you have the doctors going, whoa, everybody's got to be tested and vaccinated. But you're sending my kid home without anything. And they're literally saying, the doctors are saying that, kids don't, it's not going to have any effect, negative or adverse effect on the kids. And then you'll have other people going, it's going to affect you long term. It's going to do this, it's going to do this, it's going to affect our kids, teachers and everything else. Well, obviously the doctors that have been dealing with it for over a year now aren't seeing that. That's just not the case. Is it the case for some? Yes. Is it a case for the overwhelming majority? No. If it were, doctors would be responding differently. So if the doctor is kicking back and saying, don't worry about it, it's okay. Do you think that they really want somebody to die? I don't. I don't believe that. I believe that they're fueling a narrative when they're, then doing the other part of it and saying, no, this is the thing, you got to wear the mask. Okay, got to wear the mask, but you're telling my kid to go home, or this family member, whoever it is, not just my kid, but whatever age group. So go into your physician and ask them, if you got it, how would they treat you? Ask them. Ask them if they would give you any of the remedies or proven treatments that are out there. Ask them. And if they say no, ask why they're saying no. And in my opinion, they're saying no because they realize that you're going to be okay with it. Most people are going to be okay with it. Just like you got any flu before this, anything that you got before this, and it's painful, it sucks, nose is dripping, sore, throat is sore, body aches and, shivers. It sucks. Any flu sucks. Is this more deadly? No, it's not. It's proven it's 50% less deadly than the flu. All the numbers are in. For ages 0 to 70, all people at risk. It's proven it's 10% so wait, I'm trying to do the numbers here. It's got the lift. It's only 10% as lethal as the flu. There we go. I got it. I'm hungry. It's about that time. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's snowing. Are you kidding me? I was supposed to mow the lawn today. Oops. Oopsie. Well, hopefully it doesn't stick too long. Man, it's snowing pretty good. I just looked out. I was like, swoon. But anyways, if the doctors aren't worried about it, why is everybody else worried about it? Why are the media keep pushing it down your throat? And it is, guys, it is absolutely the alternative agenda. It really is. Okay, sorry. I had to look at something there. So anyways, I hope it doesn't build up too much. Guys, the testing kits, I just read this today. The reason they're coming back with all of these false positives with the testing kits is because the testing kits are too powerful. They're picking up if you've had COVID at all for the last 15 years. So you want to know what the increase is? And that's science. Look at the test kit. If somebody's going to make an accusation or a claim like, oh, it's anecdotal. I love that. Well, hey, so what constitutes scientific? So if I take a test kit and I don't ram it up my nose, and I take it and without ramming it up my nose, and I set it into the vial, and I give it to somebody else, and they take it and they test it, and it comes back and it tests positive, how is that not a piece of evidence? How is that not a piece of proof, actual proof, that shows that those test kits are faulty? And then you do it again and 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 again. Oh, because it's not scientifically observed? So it's not science? That's just anecdotal? And then when you have a Department of Health official say, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. That guy clearly doesn't give a shit anymore because he knows it's bullshit. And when that Department of Health official goes, yeah, we're getting a lot of false negatives back, but nobody's reporting that. That's a valid piece of information that's out there. Oh, it has been, Dale. Oh boy. Glad it's not sticking. Go away. Go away. So, but yeah, the test kits, you want to know why when anybody asks you, and that's a great thing too, right? You'll have a conversation with somebody who is that leftist, who is, COVID crazy, and they believe everything that's going on. And they go, well, this is real and this is real. Okay, well, why is that real? What have you seen? What have you heard? Have you done any research, anything at all? Well, no, but this is what, I know because I know it. Oh, you know it. Well, why do you know it? And they can't give you an answer and a response. And then when you come back to them with facts and information and data and research, and you provide it to them, and they're like, that's not real. I don't know where you got that. You cannot make this stuff up. I am serious. But guys, we are the overwhelming majority. I say that all the time. We really and truly are. Democrats, liberals, all across the board. We are the overwhelming majority. We need to start acting as that is the case. We need to be that. And we need to not let these people shut us down and to be tyrannical over us. We can't allow them to rule us as dictators. And we do that by coming together in each one of those small groups. I say that every day. Start building your groups, guys, and then network with the larger groups. Get those phone trees going out there, right? Oh, yeah, that's another one. Great one, Kim. That's the new in term, right? That's the new in term, is everybody's a super spreader. So BLM and Antifa, and it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing at how smart this virus is. It knows when it's 10 o'clock. It knows if you're sitting down or not. It knows if you're wearing a mask that is porous or not, right? But now, this virus is so damn smart that it knows if you are a leftist, a Marxist, a communist, a socialist, a far-leaning leftist. It knows if you're Antifa or Black Lives Matter and you're not a super spreader. That's okay. Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio, they'll just say they never said it, right? Even though they said it, even though it's on film, they'll just deny welcoming people in and terrorists into our state and city to attack, our good ones and our businesses, right? They'll deny that they ever said that. No, we never said that. That's not what we meant. It was taken out of context. But those people aren't super spreaders. That's how smart this virus is. It is, man, Einsteinian, on that level. Tesla, all of them combined. Man, this virus, super smart. It knows if you're Antifa or Black Lives Matter. Wow, crazy. But if you are a Trump supporter, you're a super spreader. I kind of like being called a super spreader. Man. Super spreader is way better than deplorable, and deplorable was good. Deplorable was really good, but super spreader, we got to get t-shirts made up. Somebody draw a graphic. Please, please, please. All of you guys, your best artists in your group and your connections and your networks. Have everybody draw the best super spreaders you can, and let's get t-shirts made up. We have to do this. That is our mission for today. We need to make super spreader t-shirts. We have to have super spreader bumper stickers, super spreader magnets, super spreader banners. We have to embrace this. Oh my God, I want to be a super spreader. I wonder what other superpowers we have. Well, because we're a super spreader. I used to say that way at the beginning I was like, when we started to build up the antibodies and people weren't getting sick and, the numbers started to drop way down. And I was still like everybody, well, I was living my whole life the whole time. And little did I know I was a super spreader at the time. I would have been using that moniker way back then. And I was like, you're welcome for having all the antibodies spread and us reaching herd immunity. Man, I should have been using super spreader all along. Please, get this out to all your artist friends, everybody that draws, draw. We need t-shirts made. Please. Oh, that's what we got. That's what we have to do. That is a necessity today, without a doubt. Fucking super spreader. Who comes up with this stuff? Man. Anyways. Oh, snow stopped. It's all done for the day. And on that note, I just want to tell everybody that we have our Breathe Free event tonight. I know, Melissa. We do have, hey, Courtney, how you doing, sweetheart? We have our Breathe Free event tonight because of the restrictions that were placed by Cuomo. We weren't really sure what was going to happen with these facilities, and a lot of the facilities are very nervous and, wary of what's going to happen, with the narcs and everybody else driving around. So we're letting that calm down a little bit. We're going to hopefully be able to go back to one of our locations next week, Tuesday. But for tonight, it was kind of a closed group invite. So, if you guys do want to be on that, it's always a closed invite. We always do it as a, private group so that we get everybody in and that the restrictions don't apply. And the restaurant owners, they love it. They love the attention that they can give our group. They love the money that we bring in to they love the attention that we can spread to it after the fact. But tonight, I can't say where it's being hosted, but it's being hosted very graciously by one of the members of Breathe Free. And this individual was allowing up to 40 people in their home. So that's what this group is all about, guys. All the groups that we participate in, whether it's the Watchmen, whether it's Breathe Free, whether it's, Rolling Patriots, Marching Patriots, Constitutional Coalition, whatever, freenewyorkstate.com, whichever one of these groups that we are a part of, that is what we do. And if you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is message me, give me your phone number, and let me know. That sounds good, Dale. I'll see you soon. And just message me, give me your phone number, and we'll be a part of it. I'm going to probably booty text you at like 3 a.m. at some point. I'm not going to booty text. I might, who knows? If I get a half a Seagram's wine cooler, watch out. It is party time. So, but send me your numbers if you guys want to be a part of that. And if you want to do anything at all, please, that's the best way that we're trying to interconnect right now. All right, guys. But it is. It's an extremely great event. Like, hey, Penny, good morning. It really is. And the reason it's so great is because you get to forget about everything else that is going on. You get to just all the nonsense. And we tell everybody when they come in, we're like, let's make this about family. Let's make this uplifting. Let's make this, good morning, Sharon. Let's make this about just a good time and happiness and joy. And when those people come out, like, you can't imagine how good they feel in the faces that you see, and just the exuberance of it. And just, it's like just this breath of fresh air that everybody has, because they're like, man, I'm with so many great people, and I don't have to worry about a damn thing. I don't have to worry about my family coming down on me, coworkers, the whole list. And it is beautiful. And we would love to have you guys a part of that. So please, guys, if you're not already a part of it and you would love to enjoy, some meals out or over at friends' houses, then let me know. Like I said, message me the phone number. But it's going to be a great night at a great location at a great Warrior and Patriots home. I can't say where it is, but it's going to be a great time. It's breakfast time. I got to get it in before Dale comes here because we got lots to do. We have so much fun storming the castle. We're always storming the castle. Hey, what did somebody call me? A crusader. Like, you're a crusader. And I don't know if they meant it in a negative way or a good way, but I took it as a good way. You guys know most people say something to me, they're like, man, you're bald. And I'm like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. You know that's usually how I respond. Oh, now I'm ringing. So I took it to mean a good thing. Pete, you're fat. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. So you guys have a blessed day. Enjoy. I hope you guys do realize the impact that you have on me. And I also hope that you realize the impact that you have on others and that you can have on others. Believe in yourselves, guys. Truly, truly, honestly believe in yourselves to just live like Mike Burns did, and if you think of it today, say a prayer for all the Mike Burnses of the world that have passed away throughout this, whether it's been because of COVID, whether it's been because of, suicide or domestic violence or alcoholism or whatever it's been, mental illness, whatever it is that they've passed away from. Send, you know what, Dale? A coffee sounds amazing. Absolutely. I'll take one. Sign me up. I'll take 1 cream in it. Thank you, brother. And guys, that, like Dale, it's just, it really is about paying attention to people in your life. And we're not groomed and we're not fostered or taught that way. We're not taught to build a team around ourselves. And I don't know why that is. I think maybe it's by design, because if we do build teams, and this is the kind of impact we can have. And if you take a look around you, I can guarantee you the team that you can build around you is going to be brilliant and beautiful, and you're gonna sparkle. Sparkle. Antifa now going to say, Pete Harding's gay. He did sparkle. Pete Harding, local activist, or however they're going to portray me. I don't know how they say fascist, local racist, whatever, white supremacist. He is gay. He is. Watch this video. Watch this clip. And that won't be out of context. They'll show that. They'll screenshot and video shot of me doing this. How amazing would that be? Yes. Antifa, please use this. Please get that on all the Watchmen flyers that you've got going out there. Please use that in all your videos and everything else you do. I want that to be my picture that everybody remembers me by. So, anyways, guys, I love you very much, and we're gonna work hard today on doing some great things. I hope you guys do too. I love you very much. You have no idea how I like even saying it. Just it really gives me tingles, and tingles here and tingles in some just tingles here and tingles here. I'm not going there. So you guys have a wonderful day. I do love you very much, guys. Super spreaders, you're all a bunch of super spreaders. Please get those graphics together. Kim, get on that. You need to get on super spreaders. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.